U.S. President Donald Trump signed an initial deal with Iran as he attended an official dinner at the Palace of Versailles at Emmanuel Macron's invitation.
The U.S. Secretary of Defense and the NATO Secretary General have promoted NATO 3.0 with a stronger European defense at a meeting in Brussels.
U.S. President Donald Trump inked an initial deal with Iran to end the war he waged with Israel on the 28th of February, as the two sides work on brokering a permanent agreement. The White House appears to have agreed to major concessions despite Trump marketing the deal as a great settlement. The initial framework, which takes immediate effect, calls for a permanent cessation of hostilities, eases U.S.-driven sanctions on Iran but doesn't outright eliminate them, and reopens the Strait of Hormuz. It also affirms a commitment to Lebanon's territorial integrity in the face of Israel's invasion and repeated attacks, despite an existing ceasefire in place. The deal also establishes a 60-day negotiating window to reach a conclusive resolution over Iran's disputed nuclear program, with the U.S. calling on Tehran to dilute its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. It's a dramatic step back for Trump, who for weeks has endorsed a hardline stance against the Islamic Republic and appeared unwilling to make much concessions to his war objectives. Those included ending Iran's ability to produce a nuclear weapon, destroying their missile and naval capabilities, bringing an end to their ability to fund proxy groups in the region, and at times even called for regime change. Trump said getting to that point was not easy as he put pen to paper on the deal while attending an official dinner at the Palace of Versailles at his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron's invitation. The deal was also signed by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, who did not extend an official comment on its contents. Trump, however, warned that he's prepared to resume the war if Iran fails to deliver on its promises, noting that Washington will pick up where it left off if its goodwill gesture is not reciprocated.
U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte have promoted NATO 3.0 with a stronger European defense at a meeting of defense ministers in Brussels. This doctrine aims at strengthening NATO by reducing Europe's dependence on the United States, increasing defense investments, and strengthening the industrial base. Mark Rutte reiterated the commitment to build a stronger Europe in a stronger NATO, while the Pentagon chief urged Europeans to take the lead to defend their own continent.
NATO 3.0 is post-Cold War recognition that it needs to go back to a real hardline military alliance that has real military capabilities capable of deterring right here on the continent and taking the lead for the conventional defense of Europe, which you have led on and other nations are stepping up to do.
Upon arrival, the NATO Secretary General welcomed the deal reached between the United States and Iran.
I think President Trump struck a good deal. It is important because what this deal does is degrade the nuclear capability. This is what the US did through this, basically from the end of February, making sure that the nuclear capability is degraded in Iran. The same when it comes to the ballistic missile capability, which is posing a threat not only to the Middle East, but also to Europe and other parts of the world, but also to restore the freedom of navigation.
Leaders of NATO member states will meet next month in Ankara at a critical moment for European security. Amid rising threats to Europe, Poland and Germany have stepped up military cooperation in a new Warsaw Pact covering drills, logistics, cyber and Baltic security. On Wednesday in Warsaw, the Polish and German defense ministers signed a new bilateral agreement on defense cooperation. The signing of the agreement coincided with the 35th anniversary of the Polish-German Treaty on Good Neighborhood and Friendly Cooperation. It replaces the framework agreement on defense cooperation signed in 2011 by Poland and Germany. New provisions mainly cover issues related to military mobility, the development of logistics support infrastructure, cooperation in the maritime domain, including in the Baltic Sea, cybersecurity and the use of outer space. Unlike the Polish-French treaty signed in 2025, the agreement with Germany does not provide for mutual security guarantees.
Uzbekistan's President Shavkat Mirziyoyev used his address at the Tashkent International Investment Forum to present new measures aimed at attracting foreign investment. Speaking to international investors, business leaders, and government officials, he highlighted the country's investment record and recent economic reforms.
So'nggi yillarda yurtimizga 150 milliard dollardan ziyod xorijiy investitsiya jalb qilingan bo'lsa, shundan 123 milliard dollari oxirgi 5 yilga to'g'ri kelmoqda. Biz O'zbekiston bilan hamkorlik qilishdan manfaatdor bo'lgan teng huquqli va o'zaro foydali sheriklikka tayyor investorlar uchun doimo ochiqmiz.
President set out 6 priorities for future cooperation, including stronger legal protections for investors, the development of capital markets, expansion of high-value industries, green energy, artificial intelligence, and transport connectivity.
O'zbekiston xalqaro kredit reytingi yil sayin yaxshilanib bormoqda. Joriy yilda mamlakatimiz nufuzli iqtisodiy erkinlik indeksida 14 pog'onaga yuqorilab, ilk bor iqtisodiyoti mutadil erkin davlatlar qatoridan joy oldi.
One of the centerpieces of the proposals is the planned Tashkent International Financial Center. The proposed center would operate under a separate legal framework based on international standards.
All companies, foreign companies in financial sector who are willing to do business in Uzbekistan, there won't be need for them to understand the local legislation. They'll just do operation business according to international standards, according to common law. There will be also 50% tax-free system up to 2076.
The announcements made at this year's forum go far beyond individual investment projects. Together, they outlined a strategy built around financial services, artificial intelligence, logistics, and urban development, sectors that Uzbekistan sees as key to sustaining growth and strengthening its role in the regional economy. The forum's opening session was attended by foreign heads of state and senior officials from across the region.
Economic success depends not only in domestic resources, but also on the ability to connect markets, attract investment, encourage innovation, and build productive partnerships.
On the sidelines of the forum, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev met officials from Kazakhstan, the United Arab Emirates, China, and the United Kingdom, alongside international business leaders. Discussions focused on energy, transport infrastructure, and industrial projects, as well as opportunities for new investment across Uzbekistan.
In the Greek island of Andros, visitors can explore 5 monasteries, including the oldest one in the Aegean. Perched at an altitude of 600 meters, the monastery of Panagrados St. Panteleimon is like a fortress on the northern slopes of Mount Hierakonnes, being there since 961 AD. Its abbot is 93 years old and has lived there for the past 70 years.
Το μοναστήρι το βρήκα ερειπωμένο. Δεν είχε ούτε δωμάτιο, ούτε τραπεζαρίες, ούτε κουζίνες, ούτε τίποτα. Δόξα τω Θεώ τη βοήθεια των ανθρώπων και ενός εφοπλιστού φτιάξαμε το μοναστήρι και υπάρχει σήμερα πολύ ωραίο και πολύ περιποιημένο.
The monastery quickly attracted thousands of pilgrims and became a point of reference for the people of Andros.
Ήταν τόσο πολύ καλός ο κόσμος εδώ τότε, όπου είχαν το μοναστήρι ήταν σαν νοσοκομείο, σαν ίδρυμα, όχι σαν μοναστήρι μόνο για τις καλόγεροι. Ερχόταν ο κόσμος να πάρει τη χάρη του Αγίου Ανελίωνος.
In recent years, however, the historic monastery has also become an ark of contemporary Greek art. Its imposing restored tower has been transformed into the guardian of art, an art gallery dedicated to spirituality and contemporary artistic creation. The collection consists of approximately 60 works by Greek artists representing a wide range of styles and artistic approaches.
Μπορεί να φαίνεται ότι είναι κάτι πρωτότυπο ή κάτι παράτολμο. Στην πραγματικότητα όμως η Εκκλησία πάντα τολμά και χρησιμοποιεί τη γλώσσα της εποχής της για να κοινωνήσει το μήνυμα της αγάπης του Ευαγγελίου του Χριστού. Άλλωστε η τέχνη και η θρησκεία είναι συνομήλικες. Ανέκαθεν οι θρησκείες χρησιμοποιούσαν τις τέχνες της εποχής τους. Ο σκοπός που έγινε αυτό ακριβώς είναι και να υπάρξει ένας διάλογος ανάμεσα στην Εκκλησία, ανάμεσα στην πνευματικότητα και τους σύγχρονους δημιουργούς. Και αυτό να έχει και ένα αντίκρισμα στις σχέσεις της μονής με τους επισκέπτες. Διότι οι άνθρωποι που επισκέφτονται το χώρο έχουν την ευκαιρία, εκτός από το να δουν τα έργα, να συνομιλήσουν και με τους μοναχούς.
Τους περασμένους αιώνες οι πύργοι προστάτευαν τα μοναστήρια από πειρατές και επιδρομείς. Πλέον αποτελούν κυβωτό τέχνης και συμβάλλουν στο πολιτιστικό απόθεμα και αποτύπωμα του νησιού. Από την Άνδρο για το Euronews, Απόστολος Τάικος.
The first match day of the 2026 FIFA World Cup has come to a close after all 48 competing teams played their opening fixtures in a group stage that has so far produced a mix of expected results and upsets. Early Thursday matches saw Colombia bag an easy win in their opening fixture, with the Luis Diaz side scoring 3 past debutant Uzbekistan, who managed to put in their first ever World Cup goal. 3-1 it ended in Mexico City. In Toronto, Ghana produced a late 1-0 winner in their Group L match against Panama. The Black Stars secured a dramatic 1-0 victory thanks to a stoppage time strike from Caleb Yirenchi. And in what was, a doubt, one of the most entertaining matches of the evening, a star-studded England side signalled their World Cup intent, beating Croatia 4-2 in their group opener in Dallas. Harry Kane's double and a goal apiece from Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford ensured England secured the win. Earlier, Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo failed to score as the reigning UEFA Nations League winners drew against the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, in Houston. Congo, which was playing at the World Cup for the first time in 52 years, became the second African nation to make a strong start against the top European competition following Cape Verde's goalless draw with Spain earlier this week.